Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be unboxing and giving a reaction of the latest Archer and Olive release. This is their A5 Everyday Deluxe system, specifically the Majestic Skies version. What this is it's a refillable notebook, so you have a vegan leather outside covering, and inside it you can put in any A5 notebook filling that you want. And so, this is the box right here. I've gone ahead and just, ripped open the pre-packaging. But, go ahead, opening it up. So right here, this is the outside packaging. It says Archer and Olive, handcraft journals, yada yada. And then these are just the vinyl planning tabs that I got, which will go in my personal notebook. I'll go ahead and unbox those. I've never used one of these before, so we'll try it. And I ripped it already. That's great. Ooh, a little sticky. All right. So this is also in the Majestic Skies color wave, and I'm pretty sure, yep, these are just stickers that I think you'll remove and peel off. But you can take a look at the the reason I chose Majestic Skies is the blue that they had is like this dark blue, and I really like that color, so I also went with the tabs. I'm gonna put this in my personal journal to differentiate the months, and it comes in two. So here is the actual refillable journal, and what I'll do is unwrap it. As you can see right here, it's an A5 journal cover, and it includes 128 pages soft cover dot grid notebook, and I believe that notebook is 160 GSM. And so, taking the box out, there it is. So this feels so much and so nice. It's very soft to the feel. I can smell that leather from all the way over here. But blue vegan leather with the gold sun and moon, and then more patterns along the side. I do like it. It is a Majestic Sky. And this has a little magnetic clasp, and you open it up and you got the Archer and Olive front page, and then just the notebook. And oh yeah, it lays flat. I mean, there's some like this page right here is a little sticking together, but yeah, I am immediately liking how this lays flat immediately, and there's just no hassle or anything. And to give context, my first Archer and Olive purchase was this notebook right here. It is their A5 minimal floral undated planner. And so when I first got this, it is a stiff cover, and I did have issues with it laying flat, especially in the early pages. And at one point, it could be a possibility that I am pressing on it too hard. I do tend to put a lot of pressure when I'm writing. And then you can see I use fountain pens right here. But this just was not comfortable. It was kind of painful to use, especially, when I'm writing on this page, I cross my hand across the page. And so that it was hurting me right here. And eventually, I think for some reason, this spine did come off. Well, not this one, there's another one. And for the spine which came off, but then Archer and Olive were kind enough to send me a replacement, which is this one. But, I barely use it. I do prefer to use the official bullet journal from Whitrum. And so that is in this, leather case right here. You can see I've filled it in. And this is what I'm going to use my tabs on, I'm going to take this, and I have, you know, my journal entries in here, so I'll go through and I'll identify which month is what. But I've been liking the Leutram bullet journal a lot better, just because it's easier to stay flat, and the paper was also nice, and it just didn't hurt when I'm writing it with it. And so, you know, I think now with this being much softer, this will be a nice writing experience for me. And so my main goal with this notebook is to use it for creative writing. When I was in grade school, I used to write a lot of stories. Most of the time, they're just derivative of things I've already read or watched. But lately, I have been getting back into reading. That makes me want to get back into writing again. And so, you know, I did try on my MacBook to write, but I found that I would be constantly fixating on fixing my spelling mistakes, or, you know, just getting distracted by switching tabs and other random stuff. So I want to, you know, do physical writing. But with the other Archer and Olive notebooks that I have, you know, it's uncomfortable to write. And so, you know, I'm hoping with this system and this notebook, it will be a lot more comfortable to use. And I think one good thing is I can now just be like, okay, this cover is just for my creative writing. And so, you know, if I finish a book or whatever, I can just, you know, take this inside thing out and then pop in a new one and then keep the same cover. And I know that, okay, this cover is for my writing, creative stuff. And so similarly, you know, when I eventually finish this journal, I can just swap it out from here. And I know that this leather one is my personal diary. And then maybe, you know, I'll get another one for my sketchbook, but that's a long way to go. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to use all my fountain pens on the first page and do like a palette, color palette, so to speak, just to get rid of the, you know, preciousness of the notebook. And so I'm going to start with this right here. This is Parker 1M Premium medium nib. And this is using the Archer and Olive Amethyst ink. So that's how that would look. And this right here is the Wordsworth. And black. Medium nib. And this is using their Wordsworth in black. Blue ink. I just want to check. Okay, so it does smudge. So this is a more liquidy pen. Then I have a Lamy CP1 medium nib. And this is using the Waterman Paris Encre Noir. Black. So far, you know, the writing experience is pretty good on this. You know, the pens are writing very smoothly, so no complaints there. I then have a Lamy Safari medium nib. And this is the Wordsworth in black. Red. And last but not the least, I have a Lamy Studio medium nib. And this is using the Lamy turquoise ink. So yeah, there we go. First page is ruined. Now I'm not worried about it. But yeah, you know, I think this notebook, it feels good, it feels nice. It's a much better improvement over this old one. You know, it feels a lot more comfortable to use already out of the gate. And so I think I'll enjoy this. So yeah, you know, that's the Archer & Olive Majestic Skies notebook in their new deluxe system. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.